A father and son, just by accident, but they were going to Thailand to visit elephants in a sanctuary. But one differentiation between African and Asian is the Asian elephant was domesticated and became there. We had ox and horses. Okay? They had elephants, build the roads, harvest the forest, for transportation and so on. So, and of course they're a deity also. I mean, they're treated like a god. The African elephants are wonderful. That's a whole other story. But so they go to this hospital and they see a 2-year-old elephant this size that at 7 months had stepped on a landmine. If you ever see baby elephants, they're frolicking around and falling down all the time anyway. So she was alive and she would not have lived for more than a few more years. So they go back to the Netherlands and ask for help. And what they did is they started raising money, skipping a few parts here, to give her a prosthetic leg. She became the first baby elephant to receive a prosthetic leg. There's a documentary film on it, narrated by Ashley Judd, 10, 12 more years ago.
Is that the Judd, the actor Judd?
Yeah. There you go, there's Moshe. There's Moshe. So now she's, I think, 18 years old. She should live to her 50s. So Elephant Parade took this model. We were talking to somebody about it. You've seen other painted sculptural forms in other cities. The most famous one is the painted cows in Chicago and New York. And somebody said Costa Rica, they saw them. So that was the model. But nobody's trying to save cows. But other horses have been done, manatees have been done. So it wasn't a particular genius stroke, except that it's clearly dedicated to try to save the Asian elephant from extinction. Why? Loss of habitat. So there's less than 20,000 elephants in the wild that can sustain themselves. And you know that elephants are sometimes called the Earth's gardener because they're hungry. They knock down the trees, the roots open up, the bugs come out, and they eat all the vegetation, and they walk 50 miles, and you know, the process of regeneration, so the seeds get spread throughout. So, and then the birds depending upon that. So this is a crisis, and if you can't save the big elephants, how can we save the little stuff? Sorry, that's the environmental side of the story. So they took this idea, had an exhibition in Rotterdam first, okay? Then they hired an artist to sculpt an elephant. And they were smart people because you artists know if you can copyright your work, okay, you can find a way to protect it, right? Or you can use it again in the future before somebody steals it. That's why these elephants are not anatomically exact. They have round ears. Think of Mickey Mouse. A very friendly, engaging, engaging elephant. So then the organization in London found out about it. It's the world's largest NGO, non-governmental organization, founded by the brother of Camilla Parker Bowles. Camilla? Now the Queen. So obviously it had a lot of impact. So there's a book over here of the first exhibition in London of 250 elephants all over. They raised $7 million, 5 million people saw the exhibition, and that kicked it up tremendously. So you look through it, you see all sorts of celebrities from, well, royal family calls, you certainly pick up the phone. You know, Richard Branson, jumping for it. You look at it, I don't want to take up all your time, but beautiful work. Then went to Singapore, and then that's how, it's not important, why in data points I got involved. The organization called me because I've been an artist agent for 40 years. They said, send us some American artists, send us some elephants from the US. Then I agreed to bring the project to the United States. That's why it ended up in Little Dana Point for its first exhibition. On the business side, I agreed to produce a tour, Boston, Atlanta, Miami, San Antonio, had not picked Southern California yet, and it became known to the resorts. Now, this is the business side. The resorts of Dana Point, the Ritz-Carlton, what we'll call them. Anyway, 3 5-star resorts and a 4-star resort. And they decided, they encouraged me to have the first elephant exhibition in Dana Point, right? Dana Point. And the first attitude was, we're a whale town, we don't need elephants. But they decided, they wanted to support arts and culture, sure. They wanted to support elephants and whales and the environment center. What do they really want to support? Heads and beds, all about tourism. They wanted to build the brand, think Santa Barbara. They want to build a brand at Dana Point, be known all over the world, and that's what happens with this project, that people become aware of the city destination hosting this. We had 3 years in Brazil, 2 years in Dubai and UAE, even Kazakhstan was on the schedule, 20 countries around the world, but only 4 so far in the United States. So this is a pioneering effort that these two particularly have been babysitting with us for 2 years. And
Thank you.
the difficulty, you guys, as an outsider, I'm in town, so you can talk behind my back. The difficulty is transforming all the work you put into Solstice, which is a mega task, and creativity, and to what has to happen with Elephant Parade. Elephant Parade is a lot easier to figure out. It's like a rock band. You hire a rock band, you put them on tour, or they come to Santa Barbara, they perform, they sell tickets, they raise money, then they go back to Dana Point. Or Disney on Ice, where there's an arena, there's a brand, they come for a while, and then everybody has fun. People make, the restaurants do better, transportation does better, families do better, all that kind of stuff. It's the same kind of model. It wasn't designed that way, but we found that the benefits that come from the project are things like that. What
Well, I just want to just jump in here because of that. So this is a collaboration between Solstice and Elephant Parade for that very reason. Because like here we are in the library in November, where we wouldn't be here. So the Elephant Parade gives Solstice a chance to partner and expand our base in artists as well as sponsors. Again, people who might not think about sponsoring Solstice would think about sponsoring Elephant Parade. So if any of you have people that are in that position to sponsor things, please talk to Penny. And also, it's a way for Solstice to collaborate with other groups in town that were already collaborating with the Visitors Association. So it's kind of like, it's giving us an excuse to create an art event, which also is Solstice purpose, and collaborate with groups which might not consider collaborating with Solstice, because Solstice we're doing it, we're already got it.
Brand already known.
Yeah, that one's good. So now we're looking to expand without having to reinvent the wheel, and I think this is a great project.
Before you guys fall over, but I'll keep going until you do. Penny, we had this idea. So the biggest little Elephant Parade is the first time ever. Elephant Parade is a company. Think like Coca-Cola. They protect their brand, so every city they go to, everything is perfect. On the way in and the way out, everybody gets treated right, the funds are handled the right way. So in order to expand Solstice's presence into the community, the people who don't think about supporting Solstice, so the idea, just as you said, is that I try to articulate it this way, you see I stammer about it, is that go to an accounting firm that maybe don't even know anything about Solstice, or leave town during the summer and say, but here's Elephant Parade, don't pitch Solstice, here's Elephant Parade, what is this? Look at all the cool things, and get them to support, this is the money ends up here, get them to support the idea of having this world famous project come to Santa Barbara. And to do that, it's part of a fundraising project where they for $300 out of their advertising budget, we never ask for charitable money. There's too many foundations that need that. We go to people and say, would your company like to have more attention, more appreciation, more awareness? So it could be a restaurant, a hair salon. The hair salon guy in Dana Point, because I've stolen your idea as part of it. And in fact, we just got a call today from a company called City Fiber. It's instead of Cox Cable, fiber optics. They're installing in 2,000 homes in Dana Point. They say, how can we participate? We want to be a sponsor. They want their name in around this project. We have one restaurant in Dana Point. They say, we want a big elephant. I said, okay. But they have 15,000 people in their customer and client list that don't know anything about the elephant or elephant parade. Now they do. So you go to people other than what you have. You go to the corporations, you go to business, you go to, if you have a lawyer, a divorce lawyer, anybody that's made a bunch of money, and you say, here, just do this, only $300. And okay, they say, well, how do I find the artists? In this case, sorry to cut you, in this case, the art is not as important as the engagement, as the employees of the company have fun participating, being part of the activity. It's not like, oh my God, I'm going to embarrass myself because I can't paint, I don't get to paint. I should have brought the one up here that I painted. It was supposed to be palm trees and midnight moon. It looks like the hurricane is. But people say, I mean, I'm embarrassed. They say, oh yeah, it looks like the hurricane in Hawaii. Okay, that's not what I meant. But that's the fun part of this. It's going to be fun, it's not work. Penny's goal is 100. Can you imagine the publicity of having 100 little elephants? Where are you going to put them? Who knows? Maybe they go in restaurants, they go in the library, they go in all the things, and they come together, and you have a big event, and everybody has fun. Hopefully there's free booze, and people spend too much money on them, and that helps out Solstice heavily, but also then gives Solstice the credibility to say to Elephant Parade, which is a big worldwide entity, saying, we want Elephant Parade to come to Santa Barbara.
We're the warm-up act, too. I mean, the biggest little elephant parade is, you know, the warm-up act, and it's hands-on participation in the arts, which is exactly what Solstice Mission is. And it's kind of running parallel to what we do, because this way we get to engage more people in the community and have fun. I mean, if I'm fundraising, I want to have fun doing it. And everyone could be a fundraiser, too, because you have friends who are artists. So it's like, tonight alone, a book club is signing up with 5 artists, and another art group is going to sign up. So like, they're going to get 5 of their friends together. They're going to get do the $300, have a little paint party. They can organize it at, the Crafters Library or at their own house or wherever. And then they have fun. They return the elephants. Somebody gets a $300 tax deduction when the elephants return to us, and we sell them for more than what they paid, because their friends are going to come out and they're going to spend more money, to get their elephant, or, they'll say, hey, that was painted by Jeff Shelton, or that was painted by this person, and it starts bidding up. So it's a really great way for Solstice to make money and do this fun project and be the kind of the warm-up act to bring the bigger picture, because this is what we're really after, is the bigger picture. Bring this, revitalize Santa Barbara. We all need that. We know that.
It's hard to interrupt Penny, but I have to drive 4
Yeah,
hours.
so I'm not going to talk anymore. I said
Take
enough
time
to
off.
everybody.
So, but everything she said is true. But I look at it as growing your constituency, growing the people in the community, around the community that don't know what you've done for 50 years. They just know there's a hell of a motion party, on one day in the middle of summer, other times. So grow the people that bring into it. I have one other with this one. Things really get frustrating. You know the expression WTF? Mm-hmm. It's where's the fun?
Yeah.
In her case, it's where's the funds? So
But it needs to be fun.
I'll hang around a little bit more. Oh, I'm sorry. There's one more. Where is the money? Where is the money? Elephant Parade itself is a benefit corp. It's not a nonprofit. It is, Patagonia's like, they gave 10% of whatever they did for all those years as a benefit corp. Elephant Parade gives that money to Elephant Family, which is the world's largest NGO. So you give money to us, it's not a contribution. It's advertising expense. You give money to Penny, she can book it either way as a contribution or not. Because as a business, we want to give you a return on it, the activities. So to clear up that thing, this is not come and give us money because we're saving elephants. This is come and enjoy the community, enjoy the art, participate in it, meet more people, expand your community. And by the way, the net result of arts and education of kids and families is saving elephants. Okay?
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much for coming.